y'all? What is up? And welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring Show. You have your host,
Sabrina, and you have your host,
Harley. And Sabrina, you look great today. What is on your daily plans?
got a hot date with myself. No, I'm going to a concert right after this. So I was like, well, I never do get readies with me. So today's just one of those days where y'all are just we're gonna talk and get ready, apparently.
Well, there you go. But do you want to introduce our guest?
No, it's your birth. It's your 2 birthday days, so you're gonna do that today.
My birthday was yesterday, but why not? So on today's episode, we have none other than Squid Sterling.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And real fast, you piqued my interest. You said concert. What concert are you going to?
So that's funny. Near me, there's this concert every year that I go to. It's called Winter Jam. It's this huge Christian concert that is just a great vibe to be with, and I just go every year, so it's pretty fun. I go with my family.
I dig that. I obviously love all types of music, so I appreciate it. Keep the live music going.
Because you have a guitar right behind you.
Of course, always within reach.
Kind of, it works.
We're just gonna burst into song today, guys. Just let you know.
But we usually hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling?
Who or what? Okay. Well, wrestling has been my passion my entire life from when I was a little kid. The first wrestling show I actually watched live was WrestleMania 22. And then that's when Rey Mysterio won the world title. John Cena defended his. And as a little kid, I was like, yeah. But before that, I had so many tapes and DVDs that my cousin and my sister had. And the first one I ever popped in was WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold versus The Rock. Watching that match through, I instantly fell in love with this sport from watching that match. My jaw was on the ground, and I just never looked back from there. So that's kind of what got me into it.
Oh yeah.
So you said something about tapes, and I have not heard someone say tapes since I was little. VHS. I mean, I remember putting VHS tapes and taping over wrestling shows when I was little. So I get it.
Yeah, it's I used to have a big collection of actual VHS tapes, and then I finally got upgraded with the times and got a DVD player. Got rid of most of those, which I regret. And I even got rid of most of my DVDs because now we're in the streaming world and everything's so easy just from the click of a button to pull it up. So I'm like, this stuff is cluttering. But so I got rid of that, and now I just strictly stream.
I mean, it's kind of easier though, but it takes the fun out of fun. Because think about Sabrina's days, her ancient times, and I'm just kidding.
I'm 27.
If you got ancient, I don't want to know what y'all consider me then.
On it, I always got so mad when someone taped over something that I taped too. Do you remember oh man, it was the worst. Harley, I still have a VHS player in my house, so I gotta show you this one video. But who's trained you in this wrestling industry?
So I started training at Backbreakers Training Center back in 2022? So 2017. And I was trained by Justin Glory. I love that man. He's my wrestling dad. Unfortunately, Backbreakers doesn't exist anymore. It just recently shut down and was sold and rebranded and such as High Ground Pro Wrestling. And so now I'm training under Jack Molson. And currently I also go up to Excite Wrestling, so I'm training up there. Sometimes Sean Carr is there with us. Frankie's up there. but originally it was at Backbreakers.
No, yeah.
Like, you see differences within the trainings, like from backbreakers to now, like different styles and techniques and stuff.
Oh, definitely. Everywhere you go, it's like a whole new world when you walk into the place. So back then when I was training, there's like different levels of classes. There's like, your beginner, your intermediate, your advanced, so on. And when I was a beginner, I just wanted to be around wrestling. I just wanted to be in that place, in or around that ring. So I would go to the beginner's class. I'd be there just to even sit and observe. For the intermediate and the advanced, I may not have been able to do anything, but like I just wanted to soak it all in. And I was there 3 days a week. Now, so much I can't really be at the beginner's class. I do like to work with all the new kids when I can. But sometimes that's not always in the books, like at High Ground. So now I'm just working with everybody about to make their debuts, any special trainers that come down. I love working with them. Up at Excite, the day that I go, it's like a big open ring, and we're just like, pick someone, like, I'm going to wrestle you tonight. And we throw out a banger of a match. We learn some new stuff. So it's a lot. I don't want to say it's less structured. That would be the wrong terminology, but it's definitely different from what I was used to previously.
Well, I think that's good though, like the diversity. Like, oh, I'm gonna face you tonight. Because you imagine Harley and me looking at you and going, I'm gonna face you tonight. Like, that's exciting because like then you can see if you have a vibe in the ring or not. So I get it.
It's fun. That's pretty much exactly how it goes. We walk in and we're like, you tonight? Maybe not you. You? I'm sorry. I don't know if anything's happening on your end, but my computer is kind of having a stroke right now.
No, you're still good over here.
It's trying to update on me. All right, we're good. I don't understand this stuff.
I heard the noise, but I was like, sometimes it's my computer, sometimes it's hers. Like, so we never know where the noise is really coming from.
No, I don't use my laptop too much. So now everything, it's been trying to update for probably the last year, and now it's just freaking out, putting everything on the screen. It's almost like a bunch of ads.
So like with what you said you always wanted to be like in the ring or around the ring. Is that like your favorite part of wrestling, or is there something else that like makes you want to keep going back and doing it more and more?
That's a good question. I love every aspect of this business. There's not a thing about it that I dislike. The in-ring part, my favorite part truly is connecting with the fans. Because when you're in the ring and you're trying to tell that story and you're trying to hook them and either make them laugh, make them cheer, make them boo, make them cry, that just bringing the emotions out of them is really what gives me that drive. I'm consistently just trying to think of new and unique ways to be able to do that. But aside from that, there's nothing better to me than just giving a good spine buster, a power bomb every now and then. Step in the ring, do our stretches, we get right in the nitty gritty, and poof, and you're just like, yes. So of course that always makes me keep coming back.
No, yeah, that's great. So like since that's like your motivation to keep doing it, what would you say is like the hardest part that like sometimes makes you think, okay, I just want to stop, or like gives you a rough patch?
Probably like the amount of time and like sacrifices that come just with the business. And we're told right off the bat that this ain't easy. You sacrifice a lot of family time, a lot of time with friends. Like, well, all my buddies outside of wrestling are out going to the bars on the weekend and having fun, going to local shows and whatnot. 9 out of 10 times I'm skipping out on that, either, especially in the weekends. That's usually when the majority of wrestling shows happen.
Yeah.
But even during the week, it's going to the gym. You're in the gym 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. Aside from that, still got to make a living outside of wrestling. So you get your shoot job too. So a lot of the stressors, it's time management that definitely make me want to rip my hair out of my head and be like, I don't know if I want to keep going. But, a couple minutes go by and I smack myself at it. I'm like, no, you love this. This is why you're doing it.
I love that. Because, like, I mean, even, like, I see so many wrestlers that are like, what did Buddy say? He like, wrestles like 4 times a week. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Because, like, time management is literally could stress you out. I know from my job too, like it's stress. I mean, Harley goes to school and works. I go to school. Oh yeah, I go to school. I'm working and I'm doing this. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's a little stressful. But is there like, no, you're okay. Sometimes like we get confused with this. Is there like also a place that you would like to wrestle?
Oh yeah, I would. I have a lot of bucket list places to wrestle. If we're talking like physical place in the world, Madison Square Garden's my top. I feel like for most wrestlers, that's kind of like the epitome. Any entertainers, really, even if you're like a musician going on tour, you're just like, God, I want to do sold out Madison Square Garden. That's the dream. Still a dream. As for promotion wise, for around here, I would like to get up to standalone wrestling. They put on some bangers and matches, and there's a lot of guys on the roster that I'd love to get my hands on. What? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank right now. So there's standalone. I would like to get back into Eclipse Wrestling. They're out in Altoona. They put on a really good show all the time. I'd like to get out to Invictus. I want to go out to OVW. And of course, the bigger leagues there like WWE, AEW. My ultimate goal, like anybody could say what they want, but ever since I was a little kid, my passion, my goal was dreams to wrestle for WWE.
Yeah.
One day, hopefully, with all the hard work and a little bit of luck, maybe, we'll reach there. But that's definitely the main goal.
No, yeah, and that's like one of the questions we would ask. We would be like, so if you got a call from AEW or WWE, which one would you take? And so you said WWE. So if they called you and said, we are putting on a show at Madison Square Garden and you can go against anyone you want, who would you choose?
Ooh, anyone that I want. Ooh, that's rough. There's a lot that I want to go with.
It could be indies, big time, whatever. Well, Sabrina's fighting her dog.
If we're remaining on an indie level, if there's one person that I know that I would love to have a high caliber match with, it would be Siren Rain. That boy is phenomenal. I will put him over to the moon. I've got to work with him a couple times now, all multi-man matches, never had a one-on-one. So that's definitely, please, somebody book that. Definitely him. If we're talking on a big level though, like if we're going to WWE Madison Square Garden, give me Randy Orton. Man, give me the Viper. That's a dream opponent right there.
Yeah, I think you two would work great. I think as for like big time, I can see you going against like Austin Theory or whatever his name may be. But Sabrina loves him, so I think that'll be a great match. But as for Sabrina, for indie level, who do you see facing this lovely guest?
My dog. No,
Your dog.
I'll put your dog over. I'll put him over.
I think honestly, Bro Keller.
Bro Keller, that is, yeah, I would love to work a match against Bro. I've seen him wrestle numerous times. He always puts out in the ring. He always impresses. That would be awesome. I agree with that.
Harley.
Well, there's this one wrestler. There's this wrestler that you look like you'd probably be his friend, and I cannot stand him. His name is Johnny Moran. I don't like that man, so I think you would work great with him. Or on a different level, Luca Mancini or whatever his face is.
Luca, yeah. I've wrestled Luca a few times. We've had one-on-one. We've had a couple triple threat matches back in the day down at RCW. That's out in Reading, Regional Championship Wrestling. God, we've gone together at Frontier. I think their first show, there was a tournament to crown. God, it was either a heavyweight champion or it was the NEPA Cup. It was decided the best in NEPA, and we went up against each other. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was a couple years ago now. Went to a no contest, and we ended up being in a triple threat match with Skylar Kincaid, and then he took the cake at the end.
Skylar's another one of Sabrina's favorite.
Yeah.
Skylar's a good kid, and he's tough in the ring. He will beat your ass down and not care. He will just keep going. Sorry, I apologize for cursing or anything.
No, you're good. It's so funny that you apologize though too, because a lot of people that come onto our podcast, we never like discuss with them beforehand, like, hey, it's okay to cuss. So when they let one like slide, we're like, it's fine. Because last night we were just, it was like,
because I have little to no filter, and I really have to try hard to think about it sometimes.
I think that's how last night's episode was. In my head, I was like, should you really be saying this? But I'm going to say it anyways.
Yeah.
And plus, it was my birthday, so it doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, you get a pass for a day, right?
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
In this podcast, like, we're so known for, like, her being the baby face of us and me being, like, the heel. And last night, we were both the heel, and I was like, what is happening right now? Like,
what Thomas does. He just brings out that meanness in you.
Yeah, right?
I wanted to get some popcorn at one point because those two were just going at it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? But on the subject of heels and face, which one would you prefer to be?
All depends on my mood that day. There are some where, I'm going out and I'm all for going out and kissing the babies, giving high fives and taking pictures and all that. And then there's some days, we're all human. There's some days where you just want none of that. And going out there and like pretty much get the hell away from me. I'm here to beat this guy's ass,
Yeah, definitely.
It all depends on the day, honestly. Lately, I've been in a better mood lately. So we've been on the face wave right now.
That's good. Sorry, I have SmackDown going on over here.
So is there one that you look for more than others? Like, do you think it's easier being a face or it's easier being one?
No, not necessarily. I do enjoy both roles. It all depends on, I guess, my environment, my opponent, the story that we're trying to convey. I like to go in there and just feel everything out. I really like to take in the atmosphere. So if it's a heelish atmosphere in the air that day, then I try to fully embody that, and vice versa. With the face.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at Sabrina's face. She looks so serious because I can see the dogs in the corner just fighting. And
I could just see the tail going in the background.
It's funny. So usually when I'm doing a podcast, my roommate's watching them while I'm doing it. But today she's out of the house, so right now they're just going at it, and I can't stop them at this point. But I see now. I personally never have seen you wrestle. But I know that you said you were in the Reading show, which is funny because it's like right down the street from me. So like I don't know how I didn't see you wrestle. But have you ever actually wrestled for Smash Wrestling?
I have once. Hopefully to do it again. But their first ever show for Smash Master, I wrestled. It was on the pre-show, and it was against Jaden Steele, and that was one of the more interesting matches that I've had. I don't think he'll mind that I tell this story, but I was ready to kill him because so we showed up, we put in the work, we did the ring crew and all that stuff because I wasn't initially booked, and we were blessed with an opportunity, and very, very grateful for that. And Jaden also, like, we knew each other because he also trains at Backbreakers / now High Ground. So I knew a little bit of what he can do. When we get back in, man, when we got in the ring, we started beating the hell out of each other. Like we didn't talk about this stuff, like nothing. He hit me with a clothesline so damn hard. I thought it gave me a heart attack. Like it actually busted my chest open from a clothesline. Usually, like, we throw our chops and, we see some colors, some stretching from that. Never really from a clothesline. So, A, I was mad, but B, I was also impressed because of how hard he hit me. But he gave me 2 wicked clotheslines. Then I think I became the full embodiment of a heel after that. That's where I went in there, in a good mood, and I walked out not so much. I walked away with the win. But it was I used my finish, which was the first time I think I used my new finish in a match too, which is, I don't know how to describe it to you. It's like reverse pedigree. So I was able to smash his head in the ground and walk away a little satisfied at least. But that was the only time that I wrestled for Smash Master. I will be there on the 5th. I'm not on the card, not booked yet, but a lot of my friends are on there. Rosh throws a fantastic party. Always has. I'm sure he always will. So I'm definitely going to be there. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me jump in the ring. You never know.
It's funny that you say that because Smash Master Wrestling is actually in the comments right now.
Oh, Smash!
Thank you. And
what's up?
Let's see. Well, I guess you guys just got to come out to the show to see what happens, I'm finally making it out to a Smash show, which, I've been dying to, but work calls and they're like, nobody wants to work. Life. Exactly. Life. But so, like, have you had any, like, major injuries, like, while wrestling, or you haven't, like, got that many?
Unfortunately, yeah. So before I got into wrestling, I don't think, like, with the exception of breaking my nose, I don't think I've really ever badly injured anything. But I've had 1 minor and 2, I wouldn't necessarily say major, but they definitely put me out for a while. And my first one was during training. I was only like 4 months in, and I took a suplex, and I landed a little wonky, and I tore my hamstring. So I was out for like 2 months just to get that time to heal. So that wasn't too bad of a setback. Not too long after that, maybe a year after, I was maybe 12 matches in. I won the Backbreakers heavyweight title, and I ended up dislocating my elbow. That wasn't as a part of wrestling. That was outside of wrestling there, but I dislocated my elbow, ended up having to give up my title. So I was out for almost 4 months for that. And then I came back, and I don't even think I was training for like a week, and I did my ankle in. So I was out for a month and a half for my ankle. But the big one was a big one was back right after the pandemic. I dislocated my knee, and that was in the ring. That was not thanks to this. It's a dance. It's not his fault. I just busted his ass about it. Roberto Garcia, now Nathaniel Cunningham. Freak accident. I was going to virtually what would have been to give him an F5. And the way that we came down, like my foot just didn't come off the ground. And when we twisted, my knee just completely went sideways, like almost behind my leg. And so like, have you ever like slipped on ice or like just fell anywhere, slipped on a slippery floor and you fall? But when you fall, you kind of like get that little bit of a bounce before you hit the ground again. Well, when I took that first bump, I hit that bounce before my ass came down and hit the ground the second time. I think I took my knee and just put it back into place out of like sheer shock and fear. But I completely destroyed my ligaments in there and whatnot. So I was out for a good 6 months, and also had to give up my Cruiserweight championship from Backbreakers. 3-time champion in Backbreakers, but never lost one. Every time was given up to injury.
That just
No.
means you have to come back and get your title back, you know? You're
Yeah, maybe not from there. They don't really exist anymore, but
like in general.
longest reigning champ they got, always will now. But that's all injury wise.
Yeah.
That's all that I've been through, and I've been doing a lot of DDP yoga to recover from there. And I went through months of physical therapy for my knee, and they're like, yeah, we don't know what to tell you at this point. Like I wasn't gaining any strength back. I wasn't making progress like they hoped, and they honestly couldn't tell me why. So I was bummed for that. So I turned to DDP yoga, and within a month I went from barely being able to like just be on my knees, like just to kneel down, to literally being able to bunny hop and lifting weights with it. So thank you, DDP. But yeah, that's about all injury wise.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. So that being said, when you think your career, like say you, I don't know, when you want to quit wrestling, would it be like more of an age thing or an injury thing?
God, I hope not injury thing. Hopefully I can wrestle until the day that I die. I want to continue to do this as long as my body will let me. I mean, look at Ric Flair. I mean, I don't even know how old he is, but he is up there, man, but he's still going. And you got guys like Bob Armstrong. He's in his 70s out there still killing it. Jerry Lawler still goes. I mean, that God bless his soul. He just had a stroke. But right up prior to that, what was that, last week? So prior to that, he's been in the ring, aside from doing his commentary duties and backstage stuff and whatnot. So I would love to follow in their footsteps and, to keep going as much as I possibly can.
I feel that. I just see you coming down like with a walker, with a walker.
If I had to, I would.
You know what? I'm moving this position. Beat up. So I gotta ask, like, how did you come up with like the character that you portray?
Well, name wise, I feel like the name chose me rather than me choosing the name. I've been known as Squid my entire life. Literally from before as long as I can remember. So everybody in the world would call me, my parents, my professors, my teachers, my friends, everybody. So I'm like, well, I might as well, translate it to the ring. And Sterling, actually, everything about my gimmick is music related. Everything comes from some sort of music. And Sterling, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her, Lindsay Sterling. She's a phenomenal violinist. But I was watching one of her music videos one day, and I'm like, Sterling, Squid Sterling, yeah, that kind of clicks. So that's where that came from. Aside from that, musical masterpiece part, I've been a musician virtually my whole life. I've been playing guitar for 28, so holy hell, like 17 years, 18 years now. Started playing drums a little before that. And I love singing. Any type of performance when it comes to music and anything like that, I love that. So I just wanted to make sure that I incorporated that within my gimmick, and hopefully just spread the joy and positivity of music as I go along too.
No, yeah, definitely. So we have Gavin in the chat. Gavin said, who needs school when you can hang with Mr. Squid, Uncle Masty, and the Talk of the Ring Show girls? Get great show, guys. Love Gavin. Gavin's the best.
He is the best, man. I miss you, man. I hope I see you there at Smash Master. It's been a while.
Exactly. You better be at that show because Harley's finally making it out to one. So
I'm excited for you to come out though, Harley. Like, cause I go to these things. I think I came to her and I was like, "Yo, I went to Smash Wrestling and it was like really cool." And she was like, "Oh, I'll get there eventually." And now she's actually doing it. I'm so excited.
Good. It's definitely going to be one hell of a show.
And it's always, honestly, it's always one heck of a show with Masty. And it's crazy because like we go to these and we like to see the differences between the indie wrestlings and it's just there's something different about every one of them. Like Uncle Massey is just very unique. And then AXW, which we were just at this weekend, is like very.
Down.
Wait, I gotta count to 3. No, it's weird the differences that you see and like how different people do things.
Right. Yo, we're putting these guys on the pre-show. Like they're pretty entertaining.
Exactly.
We're gonna give them some opportunities.
Amen.
You mentioned AXW. That is definitely a promotion I would like to get to. I wasn't at the last one, but the one before that I was there at did an arm wrestling contest in the ring with
Izzy McCoy.
Oh, we did see him there. We did see him.
Yes, that was so that was my first appearance for AXW.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize it was you because like in your photos for your Instagram, it's like constant, like you have your drumsticks, like so like I was like, what? And now that I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, we literally were in the same. Crazy.
Sometimes you got to stay a little undercover, right? You know, gotta stay away from the mobs.
I try to, but I always get found anyways. So I don't know.
So usually once we come to like this point and closer to the end, we usually ask, do you have any merch?
I do. Not as much as I would like right now. That's on me. It's just, remember back earlier we were talking about like the time management stuff and everything like that. This is also a stressor, time to like either draw up designs for like t-shirts myself or like to, grab an artist to do it. I kind of just got to get up off my ass and do it. But I do have on Pro Wrestling Tees, you could find a t-shirt design, my ECMC design. I also have Squid Sterling personalized guitar picks. I have drumsticks. We have there's 8x10s. I have stickers, pins. I will be getting many more t-shirt designs, hoodies. What else did I see that was on the list? I made like this whole list and inquired about it, and in talks of getting this stuff done, like coffee mugs, snapbacks, sweatpants.
Yes.
All kinds of cool stuff like that. Hopefully, like what are those wrestling buddy things? They're like, they almost look like big stuffed animals.
Like the dolls, like basically like Squishmallow, not Squishmallows.
Yeah, they're almost like those. Yeah, they're not quite Squishmallows, but I want to get some of those out. And the ultimate goal, I have 2 ultimate goals for merch eventually. And here you're going to learn 2 things. I have 2 other obsessions other than wrestling in my life. And that is Funko Pops and Pokemon. I absolutely love Pops and Pokemon, especially when you put them together. But I always wanted a Squid Sterling Funko Pop and, just a Pokemon card. My name for merch. Kind of like Leo Sparrow.
Yeah.
He just did that. And I've been thinking of that idea forever, and he just put it to use. And I was like, damn, he got there first. But they look amazing. So I would love to do something like that too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny that you brought up Leo because he was supposed to be on our podcast and something came up. We just saw him this Saturday and I said, so you ditched us. And he was like, no, I swear, like something came up. Like he's the nicest person, but Funko Pops sound like very interesting. But now the real question is, do you have Pokemon Go since you love Pokemon so much?
Is that, oh God, yes. I play religiously every day of my life since it came out in July of 2016. I have not stopped. I probably never will unless Niantic actually shuts the game server down. You could call it an obsession, and I'm not even mad about it. It is.
I mean, I have it, but like every time I'm out somewhere, I'm like, okay, is there anything around me? Like, what's around me? That's it. Like, I don't physically go to these places and like do battles or anything. I just sit there and I go, okay, let me try to see if I can catch this one.
I pretty much always have it on my person, even like when I'm at work at wrestling. It doesn't matter. I always have it on. You never know what's going to pop up. Give me an idea for real fast for like the Pokemon and the Funko Pops. I'm going to turn this for this display here. Oh. This is just a very small, I can't like keep that straight. It's like a very small fraction of what I do have, but those are some of my favorite ones. All the Pokemon and music ones. Avatar: The Last Airbender, of course.
They're cool. I just recently got the Golden Girls one because like I love
Yes, I got those in another room in my house, all the OG Golden Girls.
Yo.
So I seen how you have like the replica title hanging up above the Funko Pops. If you were to win like a title from like WWE or wherever, would you change how it looks or would you just keep it how it is?
I think I would probably just want to keep it how it is. I never thought about having like my own special belt or anything like that. If you ask me, I think I say original. It's not the original. It's just from when I started watching. But the Winged Eagle is like the crown jewel of championship belts. Between that and the 10 tons of gold, or 10 pounds of gold rather. But no, I probably wouldn't want a special one. I just want to carry it. Put the logo on it. That'd be it.
No, yeah, definitely. So my dad's in the chat. He goes and says, "Izzy cheated in the arm wrestling match." LOL. And he's definitely an Izzy fan, so I'm surprised he's saying that.
Really? I'm so confused.
You know what? I'm not going to argue that one. I'm not going to argue that fact. We'll leave it at that. No,
So
that girl's got muscles.
100%. So if anyone wants to find you at shows, where can they find you at?
Coming up, the next one that I'm scheduled at is going to be Excite Wrestling. They have their big anniversary weekend coming up on March 3rd and 4th. So it's Friday and Saturday. And I know like Bobby Fish is going to be there if that's any more of an incentive to come. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to meet him and hopefully learn from him. Then the 5th is going to be Smashmaster Wrestling. So that's a nice wrestling-filled weekend right there. And then after that, I believe the next one, I have to check my calendar. Dates they all just run into each other for me. But I know High Ground Pro Wrestling is having their official debut event, and that's going to be on March 18th, and that's in Mayfield at the Falcon's Nest. The Excite Wrestling, by the way, I should clarify, is at the X in Johnson City. That's in the Oakdale Mall. That's on the 3rd. And then on the 4th, they have a second location that is opening up. And I believe this is going to be their first show there. That's in Horsehead, New York. Also in a mall, the Arnott Mall, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then the High Ground. And I know April's got a High Ground show too, April 22nd. That's all that I could think of off the top of my head. It's been a slow season for bookings lately, which is fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm more or less concerned about myself getting better, not just in the ring, but even physically, like in the gym, health-wise. I want to get to myself at a peak level of competing. But I'm also intent on showing up to like AXW, Three Legacies Pro Wrestling up in Lancaster. They put on wonderful shows up there. Ricardo's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much where you would be finding me lately.
Oh, yeah.
And then social media, where can people find you?
Social media. I'm awful at social media. I'm trying so hard to get good at it. Sometimes I have my good days. Sometimes I have my bad days with keeping up with the posts and everything. But you could find me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. TikTok's my favorite one. And YouTube, all under the Squid Sterling banner. All at Squid Sterling. It's not, I think I mentioned before, but the pro wrestling tees also at Squid Sterling. Help a bro out. But yeah, you could keep up on all them social medias. I post a bunch of clips of matches, cool stuff that happens. Like when I do walk out to the ring a lot with manager C.R. O'Malley. Shout out to him. And latest clip you'll see on TikTok is unfortunately me smashing a guitar over his head, like straight up Jeff Jarrett style. Didn't mean to. It was totally meant for Tyler Reed, but stuff happens.
Yeah. So we have one last question. My dad says, "What is your favorite style match, like hardcore or tables, Iron Man match, etc.?"
Oh, I love it. All time, my favorite match type. I think growing up, it was always last man standing. I just loved every last man standing match that I have ever saw. I do enjoy the use of weapons, tables, chairs, all of that. But now, as an adult and being in the ring, I think my favorite type of match now is an Iron Man match. Full on 60-minute Iron Man match. Put us in there as long as humanly possible. And let's tell a good story doing it. So I'd have to say Iron Man and Last Man Standing for sure.
There you go.
There you go, people.
Sabrina, gonna do the outro.
Yes, gotcha. Thank you so much for coming on. I know that we're all busy, so thank you so much for doing it also in the afternoon. Because I said to her, I was like, I said we can have a podcast. We can have a podcast, but like it has to be earlier in the day. So thank you so much for accommodating that.
Of course.
But
this worked out great for me as well.
He's saying thank you.
Wait, question for you. We're going to turn the tables quick. What are the dogs' names? They've been on screen this whole time and we don't know who they are.
Exactly, Sabrina.
This one, this troublemaker right here is Colt. He's my boy dog. And then the other one is Ruby. They're 2 years old. I got them a month apart. And they're a month apart in age too. They're blue. One's a blue tick coonhound. One is an English coonhound, and they're not usually vocal. So I don't know what is happening today. Because you're on camera.
They want the spotlight. They're like, it's my time to shine.
I know. Yeah, no, they're usually, again, like, so they don't know I usually have podcasts or be on camera. So when they hear me talking to myself or you guys, they're like, what's going on? Is she good? Like, is she normal?
I don't think something's right here.
She normally doesn't talk to herself like this. Yeah, so they're going to go in the cage very, very soon, which they don't like that. So next week, we have 3 podcasts for you guys. 3, right? Please.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you looked at me like I was crazy. And if you want to know, we normally would tell you, but you're just gonna have to come find out.
Wow. You're not even gonna tell me?
I mean, we'll tell you. It's on our Instagram page. It's already announced. I just don't have my phone. My phone's in the other room. So Harley, would you like to say who's coming on next week?
Why not? So on Monday we have Ox Adams at 8 p.m. And on Tuesday we have the Stepdads at 7:30.
I love this. They're the best indie tag team around here. I don't care what anyone says. Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, yeah, I love them over anyone else.
He's getting all excited. You better be watching, though.
I will absolutely watch that.
And then on next Friday, we have none other than Ed House. So that'll be a fun week. So you got to make sure you're subscribing, following to us on Instagram and everything else.
Squid Sterling too.
Yeah, make sure you're giving him a follow. But
follow us, but follow him too.
But
follows for everyone.
Exactly.
But I hope everyone has a great day and just stay safe, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you again for having me. Thank you.